would you want to say to someone who is unfamiliar with or confused by trans or non-binary identifying people, or someone who can't figure out your gender by looking at you? Do you have some tips for how this person might engage with or respond to you that would feel respectful?
Um, it's really hard. I think it's really specific to. I'm sure everyone would feel so differently. Like most trans people and most non-binary people all would feel differently about their answer. But personally, I think that leaving room in your other relationships so that they aren't so gendered, then you leave room for a friend who doesn't feel the same way. Like, I wouldn't say like girls' night or just like those things that really use systemically to leave other people out for can make for a lot of pain and difficulty. So I think if you try not to make gendered jokes, don't talk about people's you know, like genitalia and like all of those sensitivities in your just everyday life can make for room for those people to feel comfortable in any setting. So I think just that kind of general sensitivity, and not even sensitivity, but just a general like understanding that those aren't really helpful for anyone, and they don't really make sense. They don't really make sense in conversations. Um, they can be funny when you're really tight with someone, but as a general, like to make people feel comfortable, you shouldn't really use those as a kind of zeitgeist for humor. Like that doesn't. I think that using that space and understanding also that you do not need to gender people as much as we do in our everyday culture is really important. And then just leaving a lot of space. Try not to talk about people. Try not to ask questions that you wouldn't ask to any cis person. I think that we don't ask our cis friends about their gender and about their genitalia and about their everyday lives the way that I think just really treating people like they're human and not thinking about those things as much as possible. And if you do have questions, then ask those to your straight friends, ask those to your cis friends, look on the internet, um, and ask a limited amount of questions. Try to get information from your community because that work shouldn't be done to a person who's already trans and has to explain themselves all the time. I think that is a privilege for someone who is super close to that person. Those are intimate questions, and that's not given freely, and nor is that the responsibility to tell you. I'm so happy to do this. I really hope it's useful, and it's really important that I know that everyone's so different, and that this is definitely all my experience, or some of my experience, but I really appreciate you asking me, listening, and all of the people.